Welcome to week 20 of how to train for an Ironman. And this, unfortunately, is the last long form video because training is just getting too intense. But this week, how to pack for a triathlon. Any excuse just to pop this bad boy out and show off. But anyway, firstly, this week's plan, I'll pop this up here. Stuck to it pretty well this week, so I was happy with that. 2 swims instead of 3, but 2 is really good, and I'm really happy I was able to stick to it. So if you could just pause that, ping it away, and I'll get to this week's topic. So to begin, you need to check with the organizer to see what type of bag is allowed in transitions. Surprisingly, some don't allow any type of bags, and Ironman is plastic bags only. So triathlon, there's a lot going on. 3 events, and you need to think of everything for everyone, and things go on in your head. Have I got enough? Have I packed this? Have I got that? Things like little earplugs will make a difference in the race for myself because I tend to swim with earplugs. Other things like lubrication, sunglasses, the right socks, all of that needs to be unpacked. And I'm going to start tonight with a simple how to pack for a triathlon. Ironman is the same but bigger, and with Ironman is bags for everything, especially with Wales. You've even got a pink bag to run from the swim to transition. So with that, for example, you need trainers, but whatever event you're doing, you need to look at it individually and what are the requirements for that particular event. Okay, packing for a triathlon. You need to be able to take part. So I tend to go to registration the day before to make sure everything's fine. In your registration pack, you will get a chip, you will get a few stickers to go on your helmet and onto your bike, plus you'll get your race number, which will go on a belt. So for you who've never done this before, this is a race belt, and I've got a few of these. You can stick your gels in here as well, especially for the run, and it's handy as well if you haven't got enough pockets on the bike for a longer distance triathlon. The race bib number goes there. Sometimes you've got 3 holes. I tend to stab it with a car key to get the 3 holes because, for example, on wet races, they tend to rip and they come off, and there could be a DQ if you don't finish the race with your number. So 3 is good. You can't pin your bib number onto your t-shirt or under your wetsuit. So you need this on the back on the bike, on the front on the run. And just to finish with the registration bits, on long course weekend, you get 3 envelopes and you've got individual things for each part of your weekend. Okay, so on to basic outline kit. Now, you will probably be taking part in a tri-suit, and if you're not, you should, because tri-suits are absolutely ideal for triathlons. They're great under the wetsuit. You don't have to fuss then. You're ready to go straight on the bike. You could put an extra thin layer coat on if you find it a bit colder on the day, and you can then run straight off the bike. Other basic things are, obviously, you need a wetsuit, you need a helmet for the bike, you need trainers to run, and you need bike shoes. Also, you can't see underwater, so a pair of goggles are handy. Now, I keep everything in my case, and in here I have my goggles, I have my anti-fog spray, and I have my earplugs, plus I got a few wipes as well. I go into detail on things like that on previous videos, so have a look around. So following the main parts, you need to look at bits, things like lube for your wetsuit, especially around your neck area and under your armpits by here, at the back of your traps, I think they're called. Also, you need your bike chamois to put on your sensitive area on the seat of the bike. And this will seriously help in your long distance triathlons. Other things you need to consider are sunglasses for the run or glasses for the bike, depending on how sunny it is or dark it is. I've got a pair of glasses that's got 3 and you can just interchange them. Things like hats, are you going to have the open top hat or are you going to have the closed hat? Then with a bike, what about the puncture repair kit? Maybe a spare chain, pump, bike computer, all those bits you need to add on. How many bottles do you want to carry? On an iron distance, I tend to have 4 bottle cages. Now, a good tip for you is I keep all my fix kits, so my chain, my levers, my tyre levers, spare tubes, all that stuff in a bottle cage. So that leaves me 3 spare cages to carry 3 bottles of either electrolytes or water. You can interchange them anyway between stops, so it doesn't really matter. But what I found was I do not like the handbag hanging on the bike, so I wanted everything in a bottle, much easier. You can just tip it out and get on with it. Now, nutrition is a big thing by itself. It's often deemed as the 4th aspect of triathlon. There's another video on nutrition, which I go into it in serious detail, so have a look for that. And lastly, you need to consider things like what happens post-race. Now, I love having a towel with me. I love having a quick wipe before I get onto the bike. Also, it does help in between the bike and the run if it's been absolutely pouring down with rain. But your creature comforts at the end of the race are really, really important. So I love a hoodie. I love fresh t-shirt and shorts. Obviously underwear, new socks. Lovely, lovely. Just stops you getting into that sort of shivery sort of shock. And it depends on how intense you've raced as well. But definitely get those after race nutrition, protein, get some chocolate down you or whatever, a can of Coke, anything, whatever your creature comforts are. And, just make yourself comfortable after the race. All this can be stuffed in the corner of your bag. It does get more detailed, things like swim cap, a bag for your wetsuit, blah, blah, blah. But that's down to you to really go through everything in detail. Now, so down below is a list of everything you should need for a triathlon, my personal experience of what I need. I don't touch on nutrition, unfortunately, but that's in another video because that is a different beast in itself. And it does take experience. And really, even after all the triathlons and running events and things I've done, I still get those sort of jiggly moments. Oh my God, have I packed that? Or have I got that? Or have I even got my earplugs? Because that really bugs me in the water. So it's little things that really settles your mind if you just get a tick list to just follow through, and you should then relax your nerves ready for that race. I genuinely hope this is helpful for anyone, because I always remember my first triathlon, I didn't have a clue and I just went for it. And especially the way I felt before my first Ironman. It's a big, big deal to make sure that everything is right, just to make sure that your race goes the best it can and you can put the best performance out there. So happy days. All the videos from now on will be shorts because it's much quicker for me to document a very, very fast training session every day and just to put something together, just to share how my weeks are going. The countdown to Ironman 2 is upon me.